Oh yeah, baby, it's time. It's me. It's the guy, Koopalicious. They like to call me the Coop Daddy, Coop Daddy the third. You know what I'm saying? I'm marking on him, marking your ass up. Okay, I'm sorry. Let me stop being weird. The guys, we're back on the water realm. Ain't that great? We're drowning in it. And today, podcast style, we're talking about work, gameplay, story spoiler style. We're getting our colorful coconuts to save this dumb bitch because yeah, oh my goodness, she's just a handful. She's just a handful. So we have to cure her. Of course, we're gonna do what we do, and essentially send you on a wild goose chase to get this remedy for her sickness. Over in Gran Zadora or Lindergia. Yeah. The whole story there is the colorful coconuts make the cure, and they are on an island that was swallowed by a monster. So we're gonna go get that. Doing our wonderful things and our wonderful adventure ways. That's about it for today. On the story spoilers, of course, the royalty shall be in our debt from saving them, and then we'll be able to do the water tower without fear. Of course. But allow me to distract you from the distraction of a video game with another distraction, where there's not a distraction, but actually an education point of how the workforce is absolutely finna. Okay, we are drowning in work. Oh, I don't think that's what I'm gonna call this one. I think I have the title on my phone. So stopping the waterworks. So guys, essentially, today is fucked. Oh goodness, work today is fucked. For a multitude of reasons, but the primary one is that people aren't doing it. People are just checking out in droves, and it's like, why? Because that's obviously not the cause. That's one of the symptoms, right? Like, people just aren't dropping out of work for no reason. We used to have valuable, meaningful jobs that we could lock into and provide and pursue a purpose through. Now, I don't know about you, but most of the people who have actual jobs, and if it's not like a career, it's just a job because they have to survive, they don't feel the growth, they don't feel the progression, they don't feel the purpose. Definitely not the purpose. Like, if you feel your purpose in that McDonald's gig, I wish I was you. I wish I was you. Oh my gosh. Because if I could just walk into a retarded job that doesn't respect me at all and care for my time or effort, or even care that I have, I don't know, the money to live, and just distract myself constantly and live in an eternal bliss, just working against that grindstone, that would be great. But we used to have jobs like that. You used to turn big rock into small rock. You used to dig for potatoes forever, and we don't have that anymore. Now we have cars and 1,000 ways to crash out. So let me tell you about one of the ways to not crash out. Let's talk about why we need to know a little bit more about our own work culture, about how we got here, so that we can take a more educated step onto how to fix it. Because, yeah, like I said, guys, 1,001 ways to crash out, and I've seen them all. I see 10 crash out opportunities in every situation. So, in order to stay stable, you just gotta witness it. You just gotta call it out. Move the fuck on, man. Move the fuck on. So yeah, gonna send us on this damn goose chase to find out where the hell we're going. But essentially, we're just we're traveling, journeying to the belly of the beast, and I'll show you how this whole story we're doing here is very congruent to the workplace crisis. You see, back in the day, we used to have pensions and actually good 401ks, and everything was fantastic, hunky-dory in the 60s, and there was plenty of money. As a matter of fact, you could be a motherfucking milkman. You could be I don't know, a fucking garbage boy. Actually, you probably could still be a garbage boy and do well. But you know what I'm saying? It didn't really matter what your career path was. It didn't even matter if there was like a fucking elevation or growth point at all, But you see, somewhere along the line, there became, a plethora of work opportunities for employers. Let's say that. There became a giant boom, an expansion, of work opportunities for all of the wonderful employers to choose from. And from this giant bevy, our 401ks, all of those wonderful things and career opportunities and all the sustenance, our colorful coconuts, the entire island that we were all living on, that we were all floating towards, got swallowed by a giant Karen. I mean, monster. And this Karen, or monster, whatever you want to call it, basically changed the architecture of how work is supposed to be done. As most of you who are career enthusiasts who like to elevate and grind into something, you probably know that the way to elevate and grind through corporate America, if you don't want to suck cock constantly, is to jump from job to job. And that really doesn't feel good unless you don't like people. You know, and you just love fucking everybody over. And essentially you could do the same thing staying at one person and not liking people and fucking them over, but that to me feels even worse. And that's another way to grow. But you know, just being a nice average worker who does what they're told and keeps efficiently putting shit out. We all know this. If you're just the nice guy who doesn't ask for a raise, guess what you're not gonna get? A fucking raise. Even if you do your job well, even if you are the most compliant person, even if you are, you know, the kindest, if you're not sucking dick, you're not sucking dick, man. You know, and that's what everybody wants their dick sucked. So the fact of the matter is, having humility and being, having those traits that we are taught in high school, you know what I'm saying? That we're sort of edged on into bringing us into this sort of machine learning factory style workforce. It still is ingrained into this workforce. There's just a higher sort of skill cap because everyone's led to this magical opportunity of college, which really doesn't do what it's supposed to do. You know, I don't know anybody who's coming to college who thinks, you know, like, I actually am smarter. You know, I actually do have a lot more skills and opportunities now. A lot of people just feel like they're behind. And, you know, it's hard to not feel like you're behind when you're in horrible, horrible debt. Pretty bad. Pretty bad. And I'd say, to get around this, we really have to know the history of why something so incredulous like this even occurred, man. I mean, essentially, I don't want to boil it all down to corporate greed, but you guys do realize that America is and still will be in debt for a very, very long time because this is a free country. Because it is a country, quote unquote, run by the people. And I don't want to say, you know, to radicalize you with the ideas of espionage and spies, but essentially, when the social media and mass media era took off, is kind of where we lost the plot. Because America, the land of the free, is, you're free to think, but we're constantly trying to make you not think. You know, and we're kind of trying to just fight each other and get the most hyper take on anything, you know, and that started at a very, very, you know, young point in the internet's age. It was basically, you know, off to the races, even in ages like the 70s, where, you know, we just had TVs and shit. They were just driving people against people for no reason and not driving people against ideologies because the ideologies are stupid. You get me? You understand what I'm saying here? So the goal of this whole movement to evaporate the waterworks, because right now we're drowning in work. We're drowning in it. You don't understand, but the fact that nobody is working is closely related to the sewer slide crisis. I'm not even gonna fucking suicide. You know, people are killing themselves by droves. And we're all policing ourselves in here to, you know, like, not really talk about it. You know, everybody's being treated like pedophiles when the girlhood age is openly rejected by all women. Like people don't like girlhood anymore. We want, you know, the 12-year-olds to look old as fuck. And we want the 25-year-olds to look 40. Like, what? Huh? No, but that really is what's going on, guys. That really is what's going on. And the fact is that we want to work. We want to work. Just be real. If you're a guy, like, you like locking into shit and slowly feeling progress. The fact is, because of those career opportunities being evaporated, it is so hard to feel progress. Like, where's the progress? Um, and it gets very annoying. It gets very annoying when people just generally don't understand why we're so lost. It's like obvious. Like the world is so different nowadays. This is why we play video games, because we have the drive to go out and adventure and kill and hunt and dominate. And where is that nowadays? It is nowhere. It just doesn't exist. Like, where do you go as a masculine guy? I guess the gym. But of course, there is a primal instinct that is not being met and that is being sustained by these feckless and less appealing distractions. And the dumb thing about it is that mentioning any of this bullshit anywhere outside of your house, you're seen like a crazy person. You're looked at like you're the problem. You're looked at like you're trying to like radicalize and take over America. When in reality, I'm just trying to wake people up. I just want you to see how you are killing yourself. Like, it's crazy how people think like social media is a substitute for hanging out with friends, or that porn is a substitute for sex, or a hug. It's not. It's completely different. And I don't know how people didn't recognize this very, very early in childhood. I feel like it has to do with the iPad kids thing. Because, for me, I grew up with the internet, of course. So essentially, when it came out, I was there. I had one of them BlackBerry keyboard phones and shit. I'd say I'm right on the cusp of millennial now. I will be 30 next year. Um, but the thing is, this internet was always a thing that was sort of on the outside of me. And I was very worried, and then I sort of just pushed this worry to the back of my mind. But I was very worried about my ability to connect with people with the more and more the internet age went on. Because I inherently realized that I don't like talking to people online. I don't. Even if I know you, I'm like, can we video chat? Can we meet up somewhere? I don't want to text you. I don't want to send pictures to you. I hate writing things, because when other people write things online and I read them, I feel like I don't do it justice. I feel like it's an entirely different way my mind envelops and encompasses the words. Like, I often sometimes, and I used to do this a lot more back in the day, but I often sometimes read, somebody, like a post from somebody that I know in real life. I'll probably read that maybe 4 or 5 times over before I even think about making a comment. And don't even get me started. Like, I just now, this maybe past month, started commenting more on things just to, just feel something, just to get my words out. But it does not feel real, especially not as real as speaking these words to you, to this mic, in this sort of camera sense. It does not feel as real. It feels awkward. It feels inauthentic. And in general, I don't like it. I don't even like reading it if I know you, which is why the parasocial relationships feel so much more real to me. Which is why the anime girls feel so much more real to me. Which is why the Roach King I actually relate to for some reason. Because they look like, or at least seem like, they're not living a lie. Like, everybody else is trying to live someone else's truth. They're not really looking for what's deeper inside of themselves. And I can constantly see it in so many things. In so many ways. And I think I'm hypocritical because I see it in myself. And I actively try to work against it because, I feel like I've just gotten really, really tired of people, you know? In my life, I've just done so much, and I'm right back where I am, and I'm like, why didn't you do all that shit for yourself? I mean, was it for yourself? I feel like a lot of the gratification that we think we're giving to people is really just us hoping for something in return, you know? Just a smile back, just a little bit of that inkling. And then when we get a little bit and it doesn't continue on from that, it's like, I feel so betrayed. But are you really? You're betraying yourself because you really didn't want to do it. You know, you did it because they wanted you to do it and you wanted the gratification from it. But I have to realize that I do like working. I do like locking in on things. So if somebody gives me a task that I have to lock in on and do a lot of work to get better at or provide efficiency for, I'm gonna keep doing that, you know? It's the reason why I play MMOs a lot. It's the reason why I play RPGs a lot, because I like that repetitive action of slowly learning more, getting a little bit better, and you know, growing through that, the delayed gratification of things. And a lot of life tells you that delayed gratification ain't worth it. What you need to do right now, right here, you need to buy this thing. You know, you need to go on vacation. You need to spend that money. You need to gain this skill. You need these friends. You need to fuck that bitch. You don't. You don't. You don't. I have spent most of my life not chasing sex. And because of it, I feel like I've still had too much. Because it's like, I didn't chase it. But I still accepted too much it. You know, I was just kind of vibing and going along. And guys, you do have to get your confidence up through your SMV. Of course. But you also have to know what really doesn't serve you. You know, this Tinder shit, of course it started out well. It always does, you know, but you gotta get off things like that just don't serve you. It's just meant for a nice little instant gratification dopamine hit. Like, ooh, I got a match. I wonder where that's gonna lead. Ooh, I'm swiping and she likes me. I wonder where that's gonna lead. Ooh, I got 10 likes. I got 20 likes. It's that small dopamine hit, and it's the same thing when you look at different people in social media. You know, it's like they're providing an instant gratification dopamine hit for you, showing the best part of their lives, and for them, every time you like a photo, every time you give them a view, it's like a little ooh. I can't get over it either, man. I'm telling you, I'm uploading shit on YouTube. Every time I get a view, I get a little tingle in my chest. Oh, I really hope people don't watch these. This is very embarrassing videos, honestly. I'm super cringe, but I'm doing this because the cringe will set you free. It will. It will. A lot of people hate to lean into their cringe because everybody's afraid of being canceled. But man, just like, you want to be canceled. Like you hope your entire life that you will be canceled. You know? Because at least someone will care. I feel like getting canceled isn't bad, it's the reactions that people get after getting canceled, you know? Like, look at Corey X Kenshin. It's what you're supposed to do, honestly. Like, what the fuck? It's like, oh shit, looks... somebody's canceling again, I guess I'll stop uploading for a week, shit. But in general, it's just way too easy to crash out, man. I feel like no matter who they are, no matter how far they are in your corner, no matter how much they love you, if you talk to anyone, any lover, any friend, any enemy, about your problems, 90% of people are gonna lead you to crash out. I'm not even joking, man. People will not even try to fight it. Even the motherfuckers who tell you, hey, maybe you shouldn't, that kind of leads you into crashing out a little bit more. And this is why I hate talking about problems. I hate it. Because unless it's with somebody who's generally paid to keep you alive, everyone's gonna convince you that you need to do something to protect your honor, that you need to do something to save yourself, that you need to do something to get your life done. And we're guys. We're men. Of course we believe that stupid shit. We want to do shit. I wake up and I don't think, oh God, I hate life. I don't want to do anything. I wake up and I think, Jesus Christ, what can I do today? And because I'm smart, because I think of a lot of things, my mind just kind of just goes in crazy circles. I don't know what the fuck is going on. I don't know what I'm thinking, and then eventually I don't do anything. But we're slowly getting out of that. We're slowly escaping that realm. But you see how you can easily get in that trap of just following the giant trend, the giant wave of retardation. The retardation nation station. I feel like we're all a little dumb, and I don't blame anyone for seeking help. It's very easy to get lost in that way. But I feel like the point of this is, the way out is not to escape. It's to escape the distractions. And of course I'm gonna lose half of the viewers of this video here, so I guess I'll lose 0.5 of a person with that, but I'm telling you guys, this social media, the constant distractions are not the way. If you feel like you got a problem, you feel like you want to go to that vice, I'm not telling you not to go with that vice. I'm telling you, before you go to that vice, take a moment, breathe, ask yourself, why am I suffering right now? Why do I need to do this? Why don't I want to go to work? Maybe you'll find out that you need something a little bit different than just weed or alcohol or porn or junk food, video games. Maybe you're gonna realize that you need a hug or a friend to talk to, or walk outside, whatever you need. Think about that. Think about that. Breathe. And then go do whatever. Maybe do the vice, maybe watch the porn, maybe drink the alcohol. Who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck? Because in the end, you are serving yourself. You are serving your own body, your own soul, your own portion of life. You know what I'm saying? And all this working for other people who really don't care about us, it destroys our soul from the inside. Truly and wholly, it destroys a little bit in you. And if you just ignore that, it's gonna be bad. It's gonna be bad, man. It's gonna be bad. You gotta remember that although the world doesn't revolve around us and narcissism is bad, it's the narcissistic traits that do elevate us and let us ride the path to utopia, Like, if I wasn't a narcissist and I didn't only care about myself, not only would I not be making this playthrough now, but I'd probably still be in another state, I'd probably be not even living in a house that is mine. Working some random job, sustaining someone else's life. And, am I in a great place now? No. But I have a choice. And you have a choice. What we're not going to do is we're not going to get out of working in general. But what you can do is find something that you actually want to do. Something that gives you purpose. Something that money or not, sustainability or not, efficiency or not, you know what I'm saying? Love or not, I will keep doing this. 100%. That may be a vice. Maybe you're just gonna be an alcohol reviewer. I don't know what the fuck it is, dog. But stop thinking so hard about what you want to lock in on, and just lock in on something. That's what it's gotta be nowadays, guys. That's what it's gotta be. At least for me, and maybe that won't work. Give it 5-10 years or so. Maybe that won't work. But definitely have to make a change. The world is ebbing and flowing right now, and we're seeing the change too. A little bit good, a little bit bad. But we have a choice to adapt. And the ones that don't adapt, they will be naturally selected. They will be naturally selected, and of course that sounds a little scary, a little freaky. But I assure you guys, if you try your hardest, God will be there for you. The source will come for you. You just have to not crash out. And that is easier said than done. I will say that. Surely. Because like I said, guys, it's a crazy statistic. I mean, just think about it. If you talk to anybody who's not a therapist about a crushing issue you have, it's probably just going to lead you to crash out. Unless you talk to them with the express, like, contingency to not crash out. But if you're just like a regular guy, regular schmegular guy, oh, my girl broke up with me, the person you're talking to is probably going to convince you to crash out on her. Or, you know, crash out on yourself and hit the gym and completely distract you from it, which is essentially still a crash out. People don't hit bad walls in their life and just fucking move on, which is what you should do. Everyone's gonna fuck you over. Everyone's gonna deal with a betrayal. Everyone's gonna deal with some catty, crazy Karen. You just move on. You just accept it. You just learn. Isn't it great that you learned? Great, now I know this person's a piece of shit. Fantastic. Glad I learned that information. And, it sucks to be smart. It sucks to hold it in your brain, which is why I don't, you know, downplay people who are stupid. I'm like, you guys have a very, very valuable skill set. You know, what am I gonna fucking laugh at tanks in League of Legends? No, I'm not gonna laugh at tanks because we need tanks. Okay? So, know who you are. And once again, let me repeat this one more fucking time. We're not gonna get out of the work. Even the stupid people aren't. The stupid people probably gonna have to work more. Or less. But it all depends, you know? It all depends. You know, I don't mean to be all depressing and shit, but a lot of shit is the nepotism through work, you know? Like I'm saying, our coconuts were swallowed. There is no safety net anymore. But the safety net is the gate that is locked. Once somebody opens that gate for you, congratulations, you have a safety net. But the belly of the beast is not letting up. As far as, you know, on the vice grip on our fucking corporate nuts. You know what I'm saying? Unless you want to join like a fucking multi-level marketing scheme, you're most likely not gonna come into a shitload of money anytime soon. And we have to be okay with that. We have to be okay with living on our means. You know, you're not gonna attract anything worthwhile with money anyways. We really don't need to buy. I mean, I fucking love video games, guys. You don't realize how much I fucking love video games. I haven't bought a video game for myself since this one. Legit. And Dragon Quest 3 came out. Dragon Quest 3 HD came out too, and I was like, I'm waiting. And of course I paid for a sub for this one, which is why I really, you know, really justify that wholly, and I still feel like I'm paying too much money for video games. But you gotta realize, it's just so much consumerism, so much bullshit of telling us we need more. We need to spend more money on more shit. And you don't. It doesn't make you look cooler, it doesn't make you look better, and if it does, it's for the wrong motherfuckers. It's for the people that you do not want to stick around. It's for the people that you actively want to get rid of in your life. Anybody that looks at money and looks at that nice car you got and says, I want to talk to them, never talk to them. Get them far fucking away from you. Because if you lead with money, when the money leaves, they're going to leave. And they're probably going to take a lot of it with them. And as far as I would love to say I don't care about it at all, I need to survive. And more than me needing to survive, I need to learn how to actually build something that helps other people survive. Because I'm tired of this bullshit. You guys know me, I don't want to be here. At least not for long. So with the time I do have, I'm going to make whoever's life in the future generations, if there even are future generations, because apparently none of you guys want to have kids, me included, because the people here are already suffering too much and America doesn't care about them, so why are we going to bring kids in, you know? We need to go against these stupid Visa MasterCard acts, because, you know, what kids are we protecting in reality? Huh? Exactly. And of course it's not really for kids, it's just to peek in at more of what the fuck you're seeing so they could sell it to advertisers and AI companies and all this bullshit. Guys, you know what they could do with the pictures of all of our faces? You know how good the AI could get with the pictures of all of our faces? Hello. It's all profit driven. Truly. I mean, which of the credit card companies are not profit driven? What the fuck? Of course. It's a sick world, man. It's a sick world. And they're all masking it behind, you know, like half the fetishes that I have saved on my phone right now. I didn't have to look at it to fucking do that, but I definitely did. But, you know, it's like, it's crazy how they weaponize, you know, this quote-unquote moral high ground. When you know these are the same people protecting the Epstein files, motherfuckers, the same people who are letting Diddy run free in fucking 2 years or something. I'm gonna see if that's actually accurate too. This is we're heading into August now on the trial of the Diddy and whatnot. Epstein files still not released. Diddy still, not facing the full allegations. And I'm just sick, man. Like, nobody really cares. It's so clear to me. It's so clear to me, and it should be clear to you, my friend, my dear listener, that, in general, the workplace is fucked, and that's not how you're really supposed to make your money. So, I hope you know by now, but if you don't, start job hopping, because that's how you're going to make your money. Get a work-from-home job and start traveling, because that's how you're going to get your funds. It's a sad, sad America, but hopefully critical thinking will come up to the rise for more activities, topics like this. I feel like more people are talking about it online. It's probably just my algorithm. Probably is. But hopefully we'll just get more awareness, More people will wake up and leave the workforce as well. You move a little bit differently. Because that is definitely what we need. We need a different style of movement as men in this generation. I don't mean to blame us for everything, but it is the Sims' fault. It's all the Sims' fault. It's all the Sims' fault. Blame them. Blame the Sims. And I'm not even weaponizing or demonizing simping, because I was a simp at one point. If you go through a simp phase, I don't blame you. If you go through a hoe phase, I don't blame you. We are taught all these things are good. Because the feminist movement really took over at a certain point. I was like, feminist is good. Feminism, yeah, we like that. We like that. One of the waves I was in. I was in there. Pink shirt and all. I am there no more. I was kind of in with DEI at one point. I swear, man, the Obama administration really convinced me that we were moving in, I don't know, a different generation. I always thought it was weird when these motherfuckers were like, you can't be racist against white people, and I was always challenging that. And just certain things, certain things should have ticked me off and been like, no, this is not good. Very early on. But now it is so clear that we've lost the plot. But people don't value evolution or changes of opinion or acknowledging new layers of thoughts. And I feel like that also annoys us in the workplace, man. Like, because it's so unnecessary to just act like you're superior intellectually to anyone in a workplace. We're just here to do money, to get money, to do work and be, thumbs up. We did money. But every time, guys, if you have a boss that openly and honestly acknowledges that he fucks up, and here's the good part that usually the bosses don't do. Because they might do this first part. They might say, oh, I'm sorry, guys, I fucked up. But if they acknowledge they fucked up and they make changes, oh my God, you might want to stay at that workplace. Because that 90% of bosses will not even say they're sorry. And some won't say they're sorry, but they'll acknowledge and change it. And then they'll act like they're superior over you for acknowledging and changing it, even though they didn't say sorry or even recognize that they made the mistake and you didn't. And I'm just supposed to be happy with, the results. Oh, the workplace is doing fantastic, and I've been trying so fantastic, and yeah, we're all a team, and no one really does more than anyone else. And... Okay, so let me elaborate a little bit, because I feel like I'm just kind of ranting and being a little angry. So, essentially, I know that you're supposed to praise in public and, criticize in quiet and behind closed doors and sort of, that's the general etiquette of the workplace, right? But most workplaces I've had, because I have the communication problem, and I generally act like a leader. I act like, the golden rule. You just treat people how you want to be treated. You always come in with kindness. You show up 5 minutes before. You leave on time every time. You do a little bit more than required. You never stop working, even if you're working slow. And I do this for 8-10 hour shifts, maybe. I even taking breaks. I hate taking breaks. Because I lock in. Guys, you don't realize how good it feels to turn your brain off and just do a fucking task to me. Like to vibe, to flow. I can do that. I love that. But when you do that, and you become the guy that nobody needs to talk to work, then suddenly there's no team meetings. Suddenly there's no communication with the boss. Suddenly, and I'm realizing because I have this attitude of locking in, people will automatically look at me for the leader, even if I'm not in a leadership position. And it just leads to some bullshit that happens to not really be my fault, but it is kind of my fault because I'm a guy who likes to take accountability. Who doesn't love that? If you take accountability for everything in your life, you're never really going to feel powerless. That's the one thing. But it will also build your strength. Until suddenly, you're some untouchable god that everybody hates. Don't we love that? Don't we love that? But, essentially, guys, what we need to learn about this workplace and all the drama is that, one, it is not that deep. We are here to make a money. And two, check your pride at the door. You know, I guess that's kind of like the first thing. But, check your pride at the door. It's more about making everyone feel comfortable and seen and heard. Even the customers, but also the employees. Because, we're all just humans. We're all just, flesh and bones, dicks and badge, eyeballs, nose, mouths, lippies, tongues. We are all just regular schmegular people. No one is truly better than anyone or efficient at anyone, If you see someone or something going wrong, there's a natural thing that you should do to fix it. And, it's to grab someone to help or try to get that problem solved yourself. And, yeah, a lot of times when issues occur in the workplace, people don't know how to actively work together towards the issue instead of villainizing each other. And it's so high school, man. When you find someone who's just so authentic and chill, you have to latch onto him and idolize and be exactly like this person. Nobody is their own person, So sad but true. So sad but true. If you want to have vision, I'm not gonna say don't look at other people, but I'm gonna say find those characteristics that you like, and maybe even talk to them about it. Maybe even say how are you so like this, or well, what happens when you're so like this? You know what I'm saying? Take those characteristics. But yeah, the mere imitation and hive mind to just sort of feel something is absolutely bonkers to me, because I feel like the metagame of attraction and what is seen as, I don't know, valuable attention-wise is ridiculous now. That people feel like they are invisible because of the things we see on our screens. They're so good. And you see someone outside who looks like a regular schmegular Joe. He's like, God damn, I gotta copy some of this shit I see on the screens because these motherfuckers, they crazy. You don't. Newsflash, you don't. And it's not really like that. People don't want that in real life, I don't think, But, who actually knows? Because, I mean, who goes outside anymore? I don't know what people want outside. I don't go there. I am screen mode. I'm locked in on the phone. Oh! I have trouble thinking the world will change because it's very locked in to the thoughts and ideologies going on right now. We'll say that. We are very tapped into what's going on. But I see the tone shift, the slight edge. So, in my eyes, there is still hope. We just have to figure this out, and we have to actively try to learn what's going on the other side. And this time, the other side is not male to female. It's bottom of the barrel, peon peasant coworker to CEO. We have to understand their side. The only way I'm going to do that is to become my own CEO. And I know it sucks, guys. But if you really want purpose in your life, just start your own, man. Start your own business, and whatever it is, you're gonna fail probably 20 times. Maybe more. But those failures will bring you closer to what you want. And as a guy, we really have to stop being so scared of failure. I was very scared of failure at first, but I luckily had a fantastic. One of my first jobs was working at a souvenir shop on the street, holding a sign, and I failed every time I failed to get someone into the store. Talking to them. First, hey, how you doing? We got $10 off at the store. It's all half off. What I'm saying? It was a good time. It was a good time. Feeling that rejection constantly. It kind of shapes you. But next time we are going to the undersea water tower. We're gonna topple the tower. It'll be pretty fun. I actually do really like the puzzles in this one. Very nice stuff. I hope you guys enjoyed the dungeon and all the nasty environments around there. Our colorful coconuts. Yeah, man. Please, please, please take care of yourself, because I love you. Oh yeah, all the mushy shit. And if you want to, you may subscribe. You're allowed. You're allowed. If you made it this far as well, go ahead and leave me a waterworks in the comments with a little tear emoji, because I know you're on your phone. And yeah. We're towering it up. Be sure to tune in to the tower. I don't know what I'll talk about next time, but it'll probably be very annoying and piss you off a lot. So I hope you're excited for that. Alright guys, see you next time.